record it? I got you.
Secretly pushing record, and now it blasted out right there. So you guys in person, Jennifer wants you to put your cards in here. She's gonna do a little drawing. You guys on Zoom, if you will put your email, start with email or phone number.
Name, email.
Put your name and
I'm not
email.
gonna call you probably.
Right,
So
name and email in the chat. Chase here is gonna actually write it down from the chat and include you guys in the drawing here. I didn't ask her what she's doing for the drawing, so
it's one of the slides.
it's one of the slides. Oh, cool. Okay, guys, so yeah.
This is my card.
Just put it in the chat.
If you're on this computer.
You know, you probably half the people that come.
Here, let's try to click it and bring it along.
It's all good. Oh, and take mine out. We should pass it around. So you take mine out.
Yes, and let's do pass those around. You wanna take these out?
Here, I'll.
Yeah. Okay, guys, personal marketing, and not marketing, branding. You guys do your own marketing, but you need a brand to market. We talk about this all the time, right? We got to brand ourselves. Most of us are with EXP, has no ego. They want you to brand yourself because your clients hire you, right? They're not hiring you because of whatever particular brokerage you're at. So what Jennifer does is she helps you with that brand. She's a photographer. She's going to help you with your headshots and your website images. She's going to explain a little bit more about what she does as she leads into her presentation. But basically, it's not video. She's been doing this for over 4 years, helping people like us, smaller companies, right? Not big corporations, but the smaller mom and pops, and we're all mom and pops or individuals or whatever. But so I'm glad you're here. Pay attention. While she comes up here, I'm going to try and share her slide deck so she can roll into that. And so Jennifer Seeley, come on.
Thanks, Jeff. Ready? No, okay, so the camera is here.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're up there.
I will try to look at the
Or just
camera
look
from time to
at
time.
these beautiful people that are here. It'll all work out.
So as Jeff said, I am Jennifer Seeley. I am a business photographer, which is kind of an interesting specialty because I work specifically to help businesses communicate who they are through images. Well, as I was doing that more and more, I realized that I needed to know more about how that communication actually happens. And so I began training myself in branding. So I'm self-trained up to a point. Thank you. And self-trained up to a point, and then I realized I needed even more. And so over the summer here, I've been getting a certificate from Cornell University in brand management. So I am working hard to be able to help businesses share themselves effectively. Now, what you're getting here is my what I call my flagship presentation. It is the one that is the most effective, I think, for starting the process, for starting something new, for looking back and doing a self-check on where you are and what you've accomplished so far, and realizing where you might be able to up your game. So it is a really, really amazing process that I put through a lot of people through. Jeff asked me, do I need the presenter slides? I'm like, no, lots. I am good because it is always, everybody comes out of it going, I never thought of that before. And I love that response because if I can make you think and make you grow in a new way, that's what my goal is. All right, so let's dig in. The power of branding who you are. First of all, I want to have the basket. Okay, the basket, the drawing is a free mini headshot session. It is a half an hour of shooting. It is 5 finished images, each cropped in 3 different ways. Now, why do I crop them in 3 different ways? Because the different crops actually a part of the communication process. So a square image is used for profile pictures or often sometimes for business cards. A horizontal image is used for those bleed off the edges business cards that are so beautiful when you put the text over on the side of the face, and that's my favorite. And then a vertical image is often used as a printout or used on social media. They're all used on social media though. So even a headshot session is something I will talk to you about. I do not show up and point my camera at you and say, geez, right? No, even your headshot should communicate something about you. And so we work hard to be able to find what that is and communicate it for, oops, I pushed the wrong button. Communicate that forward. So drop your cards in the basket, and Chase is going to do that for all you people on Zoom. If you are in Oregon, I heard Jeff say that. I'm actually going to be there in the spring. We really can do a headshot session if you win it. So there you go. All right, so that's what the basket is for. In the basket, I have my small card, if you carry small cards. Most of you are digital these days and don't carry cards at all. Totally cool. The big card, though, has a discount on the back. So if you don't win the headshot session and you need your headshots updated, take the big card because there's a discount on it. It also gives you a tiny bit of my portfolio. All right, so let's move forward. What is a brand? Now, I hear it all the time. I've already had a logo, so I'm good. Right? Okay, so the logo is the last thing to do in the process. There's a ton to do before that. So Jeff Bezos says a brand for a company is like a reputation for a person. You earn a reputation by trying to do hard things well. And note the word do. A brand is not how you look. That's the bottom quote, by the way. A brand is what you're doing. So how do you decide what to do? That's what we're going to talk about today. A brand, Seth Godin, a brand is a set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that taken together account for the consumer's decision to choose one product over another. So this concept here is the idea that it is that interaction with you. Kim and I have an interaction, right? We met each other, we kind of liked each other, and Kim was like, Jennifer, you should come and do this thing. And it's that interaction that created the possibility of this right now. That is how that works, it's those interactions. But you can decide what those interactions look like. And when you decide what they look like and repeat them over and over, my friends, you have brand. That's what that looks like. The beautiful thing about the branding process is, as Don Chabel says, your brand serves as a protection against business factors you can't control. So when you have the systems in place that create your brand, you have protection against downturns. Now let me give you an example of that, because a lot of people go, really, how does that work? The Four Seasons hotels. I recently read Isidore Sharp's biography on this because he talks about business philosophy very heavily in the book. The Four Seasons hotels have gone through many, many downturns, including 2008 when everything tanked, right? And everything after 2001 when the travel industry was in the pits because nobody was traveling. Four Seasons weathered that because of the way they had set up their brand. Their brand included taking care of, they laid nobody off, no one. All the employees got together because they had this loyalty to the brand and decided that they would take fewer hours so that no one got laid off during that downturn. I mean, how amazing is that? And that comes from Isidore Sharp, the founder and a CEO for a long time, he's retired now, of Four Seasons Hotel. It was his philosophy that he would take care of his employees the same way he takes care of his guests, super well. I've never been to a Four Seasons hotel. I'm sure it's awesome. After I read the book, I was like, honey, I kept telling my husband.
Gotta go do some research.
Right? Like, I really want to just go and see what the big deal is. Okay, so we stayed in a 2-star hotel up in Idaho. We took our daughter up to college. Never doing that again. Moving on, sorry. Okay, so now you know what a brand is. In this workshop, I want you to start the process. I'm going to give you enough information for you to start the process. So I hope you will get going on the process, but then I also am going to give you enough information that you're going to be able to make choices for yourself. This is not a sales presentation I'm going to sell to you, about 2 to 4 minutes at the end. But this is a oops, I did it again. This is a workshop where you can really take stuff through it and make choices based on it. My goal as a brander of businesses is that you are empowered to know why you're choosing the logo, why you're choosing the colors, why you would choose this image over that image. Because once you know everything about the foundation of your brand, the choice is now yours. You're educated and can move forward. So let's dive in. All right, on my next slide, this is the part where I was suggesting that you wanted a notebook. If you don't have a notebook, pull up a computer screen or something like that, because you're going to want a notebook. we are going to, I want you to look at these words. Now, the Zoom people are seeing their presentation as is, yeah?
Yep, yep.
Fabulous, because you need to
This
see it.
is the Zoom screen.
Oh, and look, Jeff has got all these
Anybody?
notepads ready to go. Good job. Oh, here's your pen. You got it. Okay.
Pens, notebook, and a notebook, or just pen?
Good.
Oh. Everybody else good?
So what you're gonna do with this, I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna zip it and let you guys, I want you to read the words one by one. Zoom people, the screen's over there. That's why I'm pointing over there. One by one, and you're gonna just read them in your head. And when the word resonates with you, I want you to write it in your notebook. You can write them in any order you want, but as you go along, it will help you if you kind of categorize. If you feel like the two words go together, maybe write them on the same line. But you don't have to. You can write them on a list, you can write them in a bubble, you can write them however you want. But you're gonna read this list, spend, I'm so glad you're taking a picture, but I will send you this exercise after this. So just so you know, and Zoom people, Jeff's gonna give me your email addresses and I'll send it to you afterwards. I always do that with my workshops, because this takes time. We're gonna do a quick and dirty version of it. All right, so here I go. I'm setting my clock. You're writing down every word that resonates you. You're gonna come out with, I don't know, 20, 30, probably something in that range. You come out with 45, you know.
There are no wrong answers there.
And totally. These are words that resonate with you. These are your core values. All right, my timer is set, 5 minutes. I'm gonna be quiet. You can get some water.
Clever way to give yourself a break.
Oh, and feel free to ask questions if you have questions. one more minute. Yes, yeah. Okay, so what you're gonna do from here is you're gonna take your words, and I'm gonna leave it on this screen. I have instructions on the very next screen, but I'll leave it on this screen for just a few minutes because I know some of you aren't quite done. And you're gonna categorize these words into 5 categories. You can go 6 or 7, but we're gonna drop category 6 and 7 if we do. So categorize into the categories that make sense for you. And then if you find yourself, hey, you have duplicates, like you put practicality and usefulness, that's an indicator that that means a lot to you. The concept means a lot to you. So you're going to choose one of those words, the word that means the most, and keep it and cross off the other one so that you'll take out your synonyms and keep those. Do it a nice straight line that you can still read through. Don't be scribbling things out because you may want those back later on. But take a second and categorize. Now, everybody asks me, how do I categorize? I cannot tell you that. If I tell you that, you'll think you'll do it one way and it won't be the right way for you. So here's how I did it. The first time I did it, I tried to put it on different parts of my life. That didn't work for me. I had to redo it. The next time I did it, I tried to think of what was the very most important kinds of things to me. And could I think of scenarios where that was an important thing for me? That worked for me. Other ways, you could actually categorize by how you order your day. You could categorize by how you work your job. You could categorize by what is your connection with others? What is your connection with God? How does that thing? There's lots and lots of ways to categorize, and I can't tell you how to do it. It has to come from your heart. So start putting the words together. You want about 5 categories, but feel free to do 6 or 7, and you'll just drop 6 and 7, because as soon as you get them categorized, I'm going to have you prioritize them. So what's the top category, the second category, the third category? And then you'll pick one word to be at the top of that category. So what word represents the entire category? Okay, so I'm going to do that.
I'm ahead of you then.
You're there. About 3 minutes for that, and go. So it looks like everybody's done with this screen. So let me move it to the next screen so that you have those instructions.
Yeah, we're over there.
It looks like Christmas down there.
The present.
Cleaned up today.
It's kind of hard on the smallest piece of paper, isn't it? You need I'm going to rip the top off and start the next page. Is what I would do. Hang on, there's gotta be a reason for paper or for computer in a second. Don't you worry. Let's do it. Cool. So we're gonna use it, but
That's-
Coordinating tags with core values and basically determine the driver. Is the exercise.
so right now we're just determining. Core values. Hold on that. So just take one more minute while hopefully the equipment outside moves along.
Same word in multiple categories.
You're gonna choose a word to go on top, so I have zero problem with you doing that, but when you get to the end, that you should have the same word in the top of two categories. That's a really great question. No one's ever asked that one before. I'm gonna drop your business card in the basket there. We're gonna do a drawing at the end.
Sure.
It was Troy, right?
Yeah.
My basket that doesn't sit flat yet. Gotta put dictionaries in it or something. All right, I know you're not done.
That's for sure.
I know you're not done. You can't actually do this in 8 minutes. This is a process. This is why I send it to people afterwards, because you need to take more time with it. But we need to have something to work with. So we're going to begin the process with what you've got in these 8 minutes, because it will say something about where you're going to go and how you'll be able to use that information. So, awesome person in front of me who got done really fast. Tell me your name. Sammy. Hi, Sammy. Sammy.
You can just call me awesome person.
Sammy, tell us what you found. What were your top core values?
Okay, well, I feel like I maybe did it
Perfect, yes.
perfect in my way. So I categorize by like money, people, me, and work.
Sure.
So what do you want to know? What was your question?
Your top core value. 2 or 3.
So integrity is my top core value.
Okay.
Compassion, resilience, and
Nice.
leadership.
Nice. Love it. Who else wants to share? I know a few names in the room, so I'm happy to pick up people. Tell me your name.
Michelle.
Michelle, go for it.
So I did family, peace, love, adventure, quality.
Nice. Those are great ones. Okay, good. Anyone else? Lisa, give us one of yours.
Spiritual, family, physical, wealth, emotional.
Yeah, nice. Okay, go ahead.
And then lifestyle, fitness, career, finance, and then consistency, talent.
Nice. Okay, good. All right. So how do you use this stuff? I want to talk to you about the process I went through. So these are my top core values. I went through and spirituality was on my original list because it's a great one, right? And I think I had service on that original list too. I had done it in an hour and a half of thinking and pondering and writing and moving things around and coloring and stuff like that. So I had 5 words. And then I kind of lived with those words, and it felt like I'd put on a jacket that just didn't, and my shoulders didn't fit into the jacket. And I'm like, it just doesn't feel right to me. I just don't have it yet. This is not a set of guiding principles for my life. This doesn't tell me anything about me. So I went back to the original list that I had written down, which is why I said, don't scribble them out, cross them out. I went back to the original list. And some of the words that I crossed out actually made it onto my list. I think connection was actually one of those words I had crossed out. So spirituality for me, I'm actually a very spiritual person. And so that was like, I need that in there. But it's not actually spirituality for me. It's the connection that's important to me. And so when it became connection, I was like, okay, that works. And then kind of from there, the rest of them fell into place. So that connection for me, that's connection to God, connection to my family, connection to friends. But guess what? I also connect ideas together. I connect people together. The BNI system, favorite thing because it's all about connections, right? So it's all this process. I love that connection process no matter how it happens. And so it became something like, it wasn't just family, it wasn't just work, right? Those are my values. That connection goes everywhere, which is why I couldn't tell you how to organize it, because some of you need a family value and a work value, and that's totally cool. You need to do it the way that's right for you. So the next thing I would have you do, and we all don't have time for it, but on your papers, you want to draw your core values in a way that again is right for you. For example, mine is a stair step. In order for me to feel function in life, I have to start with contribution. This, what I'm giving for you today, it's my contribution. I start there. But if I'm overdoing it, if I'm over contributing, it doesn't work for me. So I must have balance. Dang it, I've got to be paid. You guys have to pay anything about that. But you know what I'm saying? I can't always be contributing. There's got to be some balance in that process. Once I have balance, another word for balance for me is order. And so once I have balance, I can create. I must have order in order for me to build on top of it effectively. When in creation is no good unless it's excellent creation. And so I add excellence on top of that. And then once I get to excellence in my creation with the balance and the contribution, then I begin to connect with people. So mine's a stair climb. My drawing, it's a set of stairs. Yours might be a ladder where you actually have two hands on two different values at the same time. Yours might be a bubble where there's one central one and the other one point in. I've seen rainbows, I've seen stars with points. When people draw their core values, it has to represent themselves. Because here's the thing, you know the first movie, Harry Potter, and he's handed the wand, that's the correct wand, and the lights go up really gently like this, and his hair goes down like this. And he's like, and the whole audience is going with him, right? You know what I'm talking about? That's what this should feel like. When you get to your core values, you should be like, there I am. It's me. I recognize me in these words. That's what it should feel like. So that was the second time I did it. That was what happened to me. I was like, oh, there I am. I've never done this again because I adore my core values. I think they're amazing. There might come a time when I go, I really ought to see if that other core value is out there in my life. I don't know, might be, I'll do this assignment, I've got it. I can email it to everyone else, I can give it to me, right? But then take the time to write down why. Journal about this process because you might change over time. You might want to do this once a month and decide and then come to a conclusion over a year. However you decide to approach the process is the right one for you because they're yours. They're your core values. So that is an important part of the process to write down what you've gone through to get to where you are. So how do I use these? Here you go. If you take your core values that you have, right? Oh, sorry, there's a question first. So I want you to think about this. What's one thing that your business does or will start doing to reflect your core values? Now, let me give you my example and I want to hear from you guys. I don't know how to get to the people on Zoom but the Zoom people, you'll have to shout or something. I don't know.
They can unmute themselves.
Okay. When I first did this, this was my huge aha moment. When connection became my top, I was like, oh, this is why I'm a business photographer. Because I don't connect with families. It's a group of people and they often have toddlers. It's hard to connect with that group. But I love the one-on-one. I love taking a person and going, tell me about your business. Ooh, I would love to do a jail sale photo shoot for you. Did one 2 weeks ago. Final offense, not actual jail sale. I would love to do a jail sale photo shoot with you because you need to talk to people about getting out of the prisons of their life. And I learned that because I connect with you. So it's that kind of concept. That is why I'm a business photographer. So turn it back to you. What do you do in your business that reflects your core values? I know, on the spot, you're not sure. Lisa, how does integrity show up in your core value? Kim, not Lisa, Kim, how does integrity show up in your business?
Well, honesty, absolutely, which kind of goes into communication. We have to be. So I think honesty is probably the first and foremost.
I love it, but I love that you also said open in communication, because I feel like that's part of integrity as well. I love it. Anyone else? Who have I not picked on? Chase, I haven't picked on you, and I know your name. So how do your core values show up in your business?
One word you didn't know up there that's resonated with me a lot is authenticity.
It isn't on my list, is it?
No.
Okay, I'm adding it. Thank you.
That's one of my favorite, because just being authentic as yourself, that's gonna be good. for
Absolutely, absolutely. And allowing the fact that the backward business cap is you,
everyone.
right? I think that's a part of that process. Does anyone else want to share? Anybody on Zoom want to go off mute and speak up? Now is your chance. How does the core value show up in your business?
One of my core values is collaboration, and that has always stood out to me no matter what business I'm in. And I think that just being here, showing up is, really goes to show that that's something that we all value, really. And I am a bit newer, but understanding that I also have something to bring to the table when collaborating with others.
Nice, nice. I love it. All right, so one of the things we're not going to spend a ton of time on, but I want you to take it as a homework assignment. With your core values list, and feel free to wait till you get my email and take time and really dig into your core values. But with the core values assignment, design one system that puts your core value into action. So Mary said collaboration, right? How does she create a system that puts collaboration into action? I'm going to spitball this, Mary, but if you do if your system includes a sit down, comfy chairs, a table, water to drink, and we're going to go, we're going to collaborate on it. And you guys are realtors, so a house, we're going to find you your dream house and collaborate in the process. And you've got a set of questions that create collaboration in the process, right? That's what you want to do, my friends. That is brand building. And you absolutely want systems built on your core values so that you have a choice that you're making. Now, you're all realtors, is what I understand. Do you all sell exactly the same thing to exactly the same people? No. No. Tell me your name.
Michelle.
Michelle. Michelle is going to sell to one kind of person as a general rule, and generally one kind of house. You never boxed in, of course, but you're going to be selling to different people are going to resonate with you. The very slide I had at the beginning, the beautiful person with red undertones in her hair with the blonde hair on the top, she's a brand new realtor. She was very worried about her tattoos. Jennifer, they aren't going to take me seriously in the Utah market because I've got these tattoos. And I was like, number one, anybody who judges you for your tattoos is not your client. Don't work with those people. Own who you are. Your tattoos are beautiful. Let everything relax and don't worry about that. Because she needs to work with the people who are less judgmental. Sorry for everybody who has to work with the judgmental types. Maybe there's someone out there who can do that. But what I'm saying is that your core values, when you build systems on top of them, you have your own personal brand. Even though I know, just like photographers, you're a dime a dozen or a nickel a dozen. Photographers, so many of us, right? There's a lot of you out there, but when you take your core values, you become unique. All right, so here's one way to build on it. You build your tagline on top of your core values. So here's my original tagline. I actually don't use it anymore, but I took my core values and I worked it in there. I help you connect, connection is my top, to your inner excellence. That's my number 2, so that you can creatively express, creative is number 3, express yourself to attract those you're meant to serve. Now, I felt like this was too wordy for one. It's hard to say for another. It doesn't reach out great. It doesn't resonate with people, so I don't use it. So my current tagline is helping you build confidence and success as we, and that means not we the business, but rather we, you and I. We craft your business vision through branding and images, right? It turns it a little bit more to you. Here's the product you receive. Here's the process that we go through all in one sentence. So another homework thing to do with those core values, see if you can build a tagline on them. Because that tagline, when you begin to share it, number one, it makes you unique. They're your core values. And you are playing from your strengths. Now, I want to spend some time on the play from the strengths type. If there's nothing else you take from this workshop, if you get up your cameras and take one picture, you guys do it on screen share, this is the slide to take with you. When you take time to intentionally improve your strengths and your core values that you've identified today, they are your strengths. When you take time to intentionally improve your strengths, they will become talents. When you take time to intentionally improve your talents, they'll turn into gifts. Strengths are inside you, and they're talents are what other people see about you. Gifts are what you give to everyone around you. So the first time it was like for fourth time, one of the times I taught this principle, I had someone come up to me after and said, Jennifer, I gotta tell you a story. I was a mediocre public speaker, so I joined Toastmasters. She's got it in her, there's some there. It's a strength, right? She's got it in her. She joins Toastmasters to turn it into a talent. One day she goes to a scholarship meeting and she's there only to represent a single scholarship for the Chamber of Commerce. And she says, I get to there, I walk in, I'm nicely dressed, and my friend comes up to me and says, we're missing one of our people. Can you come up to the stage and do this portion of the meeting, like a whole portion of the meeting? She's like, sure. Done this lots. All of a sudden, her strength to talent has turned into a gift. She can give everyone the gift of her public speaking. And that is true with all of your core values. They are values and strengths inside of you, but that is not the end. It cannot be the end. I have to continually work on connection because then it's a gift I can give to other people. I give people a gift of connection when I take a photo that helps you connect back through the camera. Now my gift helps you. That's how that works. I totally should have done that at the camera. All right, so like I said, if there's nothing else you take, this is the most important concept of the presentation. Where are we at on time?
We're good. It's 11:40.
All right, we're gonna skip the next two slides. The next thing to do is to write down your brand story. Your brand story tells you a ton about your core values, but also gives you a whole lot of information to share on social media. So writing down your brand story, oh, that's a good idea. Troy's taking a picture. Take pictures, guys. This process of storytelling helps you to share who you are. It helps you to illustrate what you do. It helps to repel people you don't want to work with. All right, so the very next slide actually walks through that. So I'm gonna let you guys take quick pictures. And go ahead.
I'm taking a picture of it.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna jump ahead. All right, so your story will help you to stand out from your competition, become memorable so that others will refer customers to you, sell without feeling salesy, reach the people you're meant to serve, work with clients who appreciate you, and at the end, have money be a part of the flow of your business. Okay, so your story is incredibly important to your branding process. All right, super fast. Based on the core values you identified today, what picture from my very tiny graphic, because there's not only 7 colors on the whole planet, which color best represents your brand?
Those are words that have to do with the color?
Yes. Colors tell a story too. So the
You don't know your color?
He's colorblind.
They're all my color.
You can't see.
Oh,
What's your color? Smarty pants?
oh, I'm a red.
Yeah.
You can't tell.
Sammy, what was your top core value again?
It's integrity,
Oh,
but
yours
just,
is integrity, not Kim's. Anyway, sorry.
but red is like more is me. Integrity is for my business. If that makes sense.
Truthfully, I actually think integrity is easily a red color because in order to stay truly integrity, you gotta be the bold and the assertive. You gotta protect your integrity.
Yeah.
Most people might put it into the blue with sincere and loyalty and peace and things like that, but I think it's more of a red myself. But anyone else wanna call something out? If this is just a fun way to consider how your core values can guide how your brand looks. But let's talk about another way a brand looks. Which image do you prefer, the top image or the bottom image? I've never had anybody out a group wait this long.
Is that right?
Okay, we got the bottom. Okay, we got it. Thank you, person on Zoom. That was
Matt.
Okay, Matt. So call it out. What was it again?
Bottom.
Bottom. Okay. This happens in almost everyone. Who in the room prefers the top?
Me.
Okay, and you. All right. This happens in every group. The bottom comes out first. All the people look at the both of them and go bottom. And then there's this pause as the more thoughtful amongst you will look at both and go, which do I prefer? So I didn't cover it in very much detail because it's in the story section, but your brand has to be designed to designed to attract and to repel. So all of you who chose the bottom, there's nothing wrong with either picture. You can tell it's the same woman on the same day in the same outfit. All I did is I took the bottom shot and then I walked up to her and I said, I want you to change what you're thinking. I'm going to give you a thought and I want you to let it fill up. And when you're ready, you open your eyes and I'm going to take the picture. And that's what I got, was the top picture. So all I did is I asked her to change what she was thinking. So in your branding, if this is the image that attracts you, you're thinking of it in terms of attracting people with kind of maybe the bubbly nature, maybe the I'm like happy-go-lucky. Adventure was on Sammy's list, for example. That would be on the bottom one. If you're looking to attract the introvert or the methodical thinker, that might be the image you choose. Now, can both images be used for either group? Absolutely. It's part of that process. But all of those of you who say bottom, you're not wrong. You're just attracted to the big smile. And all of those of you who say top, you're not wrong. You're just attracted to that more calmer look. Right? And so that's when your images really begin to have power for you. You have images that attract that which you want to have. Now, really fast, we're going to fly through this next section. What's your message? Take a look. Which of the three do you choose? Which one do you want to work with? Clearly, it's the same man. We did do different backdrops. Which image attracts you?
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna center your business with the middle one.
Okay,
I'm middle too.
Yeah.
all right. In fact, most of the women choose the middle one.
That's the one.
Okay,
I like the first one.
we got Matt from the far right. I did that wrong. But right, and the first one, so I mean, they each have a different vibe about them. Again, there's a message in your headshot. Even the background of those shots have a message in them. The books on the one side, the flat wall with a little bit of brick on the side has a solidness to it. The trees in the background, that has a little bit of wild and adventure. This man is the VP of marketing at Citywide Home Loans, and he is a camper. So we definitely wanted to include some of that nature thing, but he's also a big reader. So we wanted him to have the whole gamut to choose from for whatever he wanted. Anyway, so realize that. So branding image is different from headshot images. Branding images, generally, you're not looking at the camera, you're doing what you do. So in the branding images, we take pictures of you. This is a Christian business strategist. So we needed a picture with her scriptures. We needed a picture of her with clients. She wanted the personal life option of my branding package. So we did one with her and her husband and her dog, so that she could share who she is, what she does, and what she's like to work with. Those branding images are super important for social media, right? That gives you social media information to be posting all the time. All right, so this, I hope you can see that branding is an education in standing out from your competition, becoming memorable so that others will refer customers to you. Selling without feeling salesy, by the way, is the best form on top of core values. That's how that works. That's the best way to connect that. Reaching the people you're meant to serve, working with clients who appreciate you, and at the end, having money be a part of the flow of the business. So this goes on. I hope you can see there's way more to this. If I can help you more, I encourage you to join my Build Your Brand, Build Your Business series. It's designed for small business owners to build that foundation. It's normally $720, but I always do a 50% discount for conferences and things like that. If you're interested, you have my card, you have my contact information, you can go ahead and get that. But this walks you through that process. I used the stuff in the previous slide as my objectives for my course. So we talk about selling without feeling salesy and reaching the people you meant to serve and all those kinds of things. That's part of it. But the process walks you through laying out your values, your vision, your mission. By the way, I'm doing a free workshop on that next week. I'll talk about that in a second. Who's your preferred client and how do you reach them? Positioning yourself in your market. How do you differentiate yourself from all of your competitors? How does that happen and what choices do you make and why? Embrace your brand promise, where you begin the process of setting your systems into place. We finish up with build your brand identity. There's 7 classes. I was typing really fast this morning. What's missing? Huh. There's really 7 classes.
Do you do
Plus a
something
bonus.
for like, do you
Plus
do
a bonus class, and you're gonna know when you sign up.
Nice, Dave.
It's go viral.
Oh, that's gonna bug me. Sorry, everybody. I'll put that in the email. There's really 7 classes. I apologize.
We thought you'd done this presentation 100 times.
Right? The classes are fairly new because I just finished my education part of it.
So good.
So there are 7 classes. If you're interested, I'm going to get you that information and you can come back to me. So let's draw. Photography, drawing. Is everybody's stuff in here, Chase? Yeah, this looks
I
awesome.
don't know if Mary put her information.
Oh, those are mine.
That's on.
I got my own stuff in there. Mary, be Mary on Zoom, Mary? 'Cause Mary, did you want to put your information in here?
Oh, yeah,
All right, Chase is writing down your name really fast and he's gonna throw it in there.
okay.
Troy, I'm giving away a mini headshot session.
Cool.
That's what the giveaway is. All right, thank you so much. I'm gonna walk over here. And you go. Don't pick mine. There you go. Let's see. I got Troy.
Come on.
Who's Troy? All right, we got Troy who won the free headshot session.
Nice.
So yeah, that is, we'll get afterwards. All right, so let me think.
Did you say that your headshots are 99?
This is the mini headshot session. I actually don't sell it. I only give it away.
Oh,
So the headshot session as a general rule is 240.
okay,
So this is five images. The regular one is 15.
okay.
So yeah. Anyway, so contact information. If I'm like I said, I follow your emails. I'm going to contact you and get you all this information that I promised you in the thing. But there's my contact information. I do a Facebook group to help people with this. Please join my Facebook group. In my Facebook group, there's an event listed for September 29th. You can see it there in the bubble, except my screen is over the thing. Thank you.
Oh, Chase.
Okay. On the 29th, I am doing a Zoom workshop to talk about business values. Today, we talked about your personal core values, and that is a great way to start your brand. But once you have those core values, you want to build a business on top of them. And so we're going to do a core business values activity in this workshop. And again, it's just like this, totally free. Come and enjoy. And then we'll talk about how to write them into something you can use on a daily basis. And so if you're interested in that, please join my Facebook group. And whenever Vicki joins, I say post an introduction, hardly anybody does, but it's a great way to get your face out there. Post an introduction, people. Anyway, and then you can connect with me in all the other ways, and that's the end.
That's awesome.
Yay.
Anybody on Zoom have any questions? Obviously, you guys here too, but I want to make sure we get it. Comments? Was that good, helpful info?
Yeah.
Very interesting, thank you.
How many of you have put that much thought into your pictures, your images, your photography, right? I mean, a headshot's a headshot. It's like, this is me, but not true, not true. I mean, I haven't put that much thought into it. Is Sydney online? No?
Yeah,
One of my buyer's
Sydney's
agents, is funny because he isn't an attractive individual in his opinion.
There's no such thing.
So he literally took a picture of the back of his head and utilized that as a marketing ploy on realtor.com.
Okay, that's
It's
doable.
back in his head.
And I kid you not, he closes deals from it. There's a certain personality type that calls him out and goes, hey, I just want you to know I'm choosing you because you took a headshot of the back of your head. And it is balding too. It is funny.
That is awesome.
Dave's Jack, he's gonna just a riot. But he does, Jennifer, build his brand around that. Like he kind of
Nice.
builds his brand around, like I'm gonna film me tearing down their family trailer and lighting it on fire. And I sell real estate in this part of the state.
See,
So
and
he
see,
does.
that would totally repel me, but I know that it attracts other
Yeah,
people.
there's
That's
certain-
awesome.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Okay, so I know someone who uses a cutout of their head and they always use it as a GIF in bobblehead format. So they do a picture and then the head will be bobblehead on top of the picture. And I'm like, you know what? If that's how
you?
you want to do that, exactly, do you?
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Well, I think that's what Chase said, right? Being authentic. I think we don't need each other's clients. There's plenty of people out there. And we don't need everybody to resonate with us, and accepting the fact that they won't is just freeing, right? So when you put yourself out there and every conversation and every client you work with is like your buddy and your friend, and you just connect with them, that's a life and a business worth having, right?
Brilliant.
Right, well, I mean, not necessarily a chameleon. I mean, you're not changing to
No.
morph to be like somebody else, but you're attracting.
Yeah.
I mean, Lynn uses that word a lot because she mirrors and matches a lot. I look at it like I'm changing who I am to be more like you, so you'll like me, and I don't do that. So different definitions of the same word, right? But mirroring is good, and making people feel like, you know, you are listening to them and that you are paying attention and matching their mannerisms and their speak or their speed, and all of that's great, because you can lose somebody that you really could connect with if you're just talking. I mean, I talk loud and I talk fast, and people are like, some people, right? And others are just like, yeah, they're keeping up and they're talking faster than I am. And so you can, anyway, I really love this. This was a great class. I love the purposefulness of the imagery. I haven't put that much thought into it. I asked if Sydney was on here because I wanted to see if you had any comments on there, because she does a lot of our social media, and I know she does. She puts a lot of thought into how it looks and how it feels and how it portrays.
And she tries really hard to actually think of our personalities and go with what we would be like instead of the way she is.
You know what, when she makes a post and somebody replies back to me, she's like, yeah, I thought it was you. Boom. Yeah, because she does. She tries to mix it up with the team and put things out there reflective of all of us. And then, of course, we have our team dynamic, but awesome. I loved it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
Great.
thank you.
Okay, guys, thanks for jumping on Zoom. We'll make sure you get the slide deck. Sorry, you didn't win I mean, he was late and he won. We should have had like a cutoff for us. Next time, I'm setting the rules next time. But no, appreciate you guys. Reach out if there's anything I can do for you. I think I'm gonna shut off Zoom, and we're gonna have some pizza. Sorry, it's pizza, but we didn't have a sponsor today, and that's the easiest thing to get here, so I guess I don't have to apologize for pizza then. Okay, love you guys, see ya, out.
Have you seen the squatting pose of realtors that